Hello again. So, there's something I want to tell you about that I have become aware of. It is about spiritual hitmen. So, in movies, we know there are hitmen that go around and have their target, right? You wouldn't think that this happens in the real world. But when it comes down to the fact that you have demonic possessions, you have lower vibrational entities, you have higher vibrational entities. We live in a magical world, whether anyone believes it or not. So, when you are a high vibrational being, it's in the sense that you walk with a higher divinity. You serve a purpose to spread love and light in the world. You bring back humanity. You open people's hearts to compassion and understanding. And then you have the lower vibrational people that are open to demons and serve that lower level, right? So I was not aware of this until I figured out I was attacked by a spiritual hitman. And sadly, I had basically fallen in love with this person and opened up, told him my deepest thoughts and my fears and everything I had been through. And this person decided to use all of that against me. And then, whenever I figured out who they were and I walked away, essentially winning the battle, you can't touch me, they went on a smear campaign. And not only did they do this, they brought other people in. And the things I've had to go through for the last year has been rough. And I'm talking spiritual attacks on myself, my children, my life, my finances, my vehicle, my sanity, the way I view myself, the way I feel. And it's odd that other people have the ability to affect you in such a way that you can want to give up. So, not everybody's under spiritual attack. I'm not saying this, nor is it an excuse when you don't put forth your own effort in life. But when you have a higher calling, let's say, you're here for a purpose, because we're all here for a reason. Like I said, probably many videos back, you have people that are artists, you have people that are architects, you have people that are teachers and leaders, and then you have people that are just here to be cheerleaders, and just everyone has their role, right? And we all work together. It doesn't mean that anyone's less than anybody else, but the role that some people have taken on is to your sole purpose, my sole purpose, is to be here to be a flashlight for the world, to remind you of who you are, of what you're capable of what's been lost. So when it comes down to living in a walk, a journey, excuse me, that has a divine calling, and there's a lot of things I have to do to maintain that energy level. And you actually even saw me this morning. I mean, I was blah. I've cried all day. I have not felt like myself. And honestly, it's that energy that a coven, a group of people can work together. And they use peak times, the new moon, the full moon, holidays like Halloween, where there's this ethereal energy, there's this supernatural energy in the air. And to them, this heightens their abilities. And the sad thing is, they have to join in great numbers. They can't do this alone. And the funny thing is to attack one person. And a lot of times, you don't even know who you are. until you have that spiritual awakening, that dark night of the soul. You start realizing you have those soul ties and attachments and things you have to work through to be able to understand the power within you. And this is what I'm here, honestly, to start teaching people, because there's been a lot of trials, there's been a lot of tribulations, there's been a lot of turmoil and storms in my life that have helped me to understand who I am, the power I have, and what I'm here for. So, like I was saying, that spiritual hitman, you never know who they are. They don't carry weapons, not that you can see. They have attachments on them. Rather, it's a Jezebel spirit or something that's going to pass on to you. And it's not a sexually transmitted disease. It is a spiritually transmitted disease. And they can pass these things on through things like intercourse or just talking at you and getting you to not trust yourself, not believe in yourself. They will tear you down. And it's hard to see them because you'll think that they're the love of your life. You'll think that they're your best friend. You'll think that they've got your back like family. And that's the sad part, that you will put your love and trust into basically the devil. Someone that serves a purpose, and their sole purpose is to stop you from finding the power within yourself. And that comes down to we live in a toxic world. We live in a time where if you look at how it goes, and the fat cat wants to stay fat, and they don't want to work for that. So if you've got lower vibrational beings that are thriving off of gimmicks, things that they will sell to you, that you believe puts you in a happy, high vibrational state, when really you're living in the land of illusion, they're going to keep coming for those that figure out who they are, their purpose, the flashlights of the world, let's say, the ones that are going to shine the spotlight on what they're doing. Because honestly, I'm here to stop the toxic people from winning. I'm tired of watching the boss that rips me off, devalues me, berates me, and has the audacity to ask me why I deserve better pay than what he's willing to pay, which is barely above minimum wage, when I run his facility. You have to ask yourself, who are you working for? Who are you trusting? Are they profiting off of you? And if they are, what are they doing? And these are questions we're told, mind your own business. Why does it matter? You get paid. At some point, all of these nasty individuals that keep profiting off of corrupt behavior, because believe me, there's so many things I know about the situation I'm in, and luckily, I wait for karma to do its job, because the city would be here in a heartbeat to shut it down. The fines that would be put in place, the doors that would be locked, the rug I could rip out from underneath the fat cat could happen like that. But like I said, I believe in karma. And I sit here and I turn my other cheek, and I turn my other cheek, and I turn my other cheek, and I continue to do it until I walk away. Because as soon as I walk away, there's no more protection. Because honestly, when you keep yourself in a karmic situation, knowing you're in a karmic situation, you are now blocking that person's karma. And going back to the spiritual hitman that I knew, excuse me, he had actually created a soul tie with me that I had to work for months to cut and remove, and kept trying to put more energetic cords on me. And it was exhausting, very laborious. It was caused states of confusion. It stalled my life. And I know that he and his little coven sat on the backside and just, but I'll tell you, they celebrated way too soon. Because sadly, when the spiritual hitman fails, he has to pay the debt because he did not collect on the target. So if you're ever in a situation and you want to get somewhere you don't work to be, ask yourself who you're working for. Because those of me that we serve the light, we do things with an open heart. I do not do things for attention. I do not do things for a return. I do not do things for a monetary gain. There's a lot of things I do just because it's who I am. It's what I believe in. It's the lessons I want to teach my children and other children for this generation that is to grow up. Because right now, the world we're living in, it's not going to last. There's no way you can have all of these dark entities that are energetic vampires that are sucking the soul and the life out of everything around them. There's no way that can continue to thrive. Because at this point, if you look at the reality, the fruit is rotting on the vine. The seasons don't exist. I'm in Texas, so we put on sweaters and boots in the morning, and you better have flip-flops and shorts in the afternoon to turn around and have a sweater again in the evening time. And this is our transition from summer to fall. So it's at a point where if you look around, you're going to notice the times. And the only warning I can give you is keep an eye out for those lower vibrational beings that are not in your life to serve a positive purpose. They are here to trip you, strip you, rape you. And I'm talking on a spiritual and emotional level, not on a physical. Because you can have everything taken from you in a heartbeat and feel like you were just done the dirtiest you could have ever done. And when people are trying to steal, what's the word I'm looking for? Your birthright, your inheritance, what you were born with, what has been passed down to you through your lineage, based off of your ancestors, what they've done, how they serve your life. That other person that's trying to take that from you, if you're living correctly, the person they're trying to steal from. If you're doing things with compassion and an open heart, just sit back and wait. Do not react, because the only reason that this spiritual hitman failed was the fact that I sat back, I held my head high, I knew exactly who I was, and I ignored the whole situation. It's very hard to not retaliate. It's very hard to wait for the time, for your time to come. But be strong. Know who you are. Stand in your light. Get out of the darkness. Stop trusting that everyone's got your back. No more of the bros before hoes and all the bullshit that we spout in a world of ego. Because in reality, some of your family will stab you in the back faster than a stranger. You can't always look at who you've known and think that you're protected. Because, excuse me, Honestly, the person that set me up was someone I had known, and actually someone I had trusted, that I went to school with, and we were friends. And when I was in a hard time, she told me, "You're safe here. You can bring yourself, your kids, and your dog." And I went there, and then she kicked me out 1 week later and wanted to continue to party and binge drink and not make any progress towards her healing. But first, she made sure to bring someone into my life to have them try to destroy my life because she was jealous. Don't wear envy as a coat of pride. Do not let it turn your heart into a hateful, bitter puzzle. And the one thing you have to do when you find people have been out to get you, forgive them. Because, like I said, I had to work months, and still to this day, I'm still having to, not mine, not mine. And as you saw earlier, I have my blah days. I'm human. We all are. But understand, if you're going through a very hard time in life and you're fighting and you're struggling and you're doing good, and I'm talking genuinely good, not hurting people, not trying to gain off of someone else's hard work, understand that you're getting closer to your purpose. Because the one thing I've heard that I truly believe is when you are on the path to greatness, something that's destined, there will be so much to pull you back. There will be so much thrown out to trip you, stop you, confuse you, destroy you. So if you're going through that time, know that you're leveling up. But be leery of the spiritual hitman, the karmics, the demonic beings, the attachments that come with people, and the hate, the bitterness, and the hurt you will find on the way. Try to keep your heart light, open, and shining to the world. Because honestly, you are a light that somebody may need that is in the darkness that's trying to find their way out. So I'm going to send you off on that. Peace, love, and light. And who knows, I might talk to you again later on today. Bye-bye.